huge crying scene because my brother said that you let Mom die, so I'm crying so much, and little bits of tears were coming down.
She just did a beautiful take, and Night called cut, and everyone was just stunned. So then it was like, who wants to go next? And who wants to follow that? Well, Rory Culkin goes in there, and then he just tears it up.
She started crying, and I didn't know she could do that. And right when it said cut, everyone was put their heads down, was so sad. And Night walked over and said, okay, who wants to follow that up? And we all backed our chairs away. And Joaquin would, but then Night asked me if I'm emotional from seeing her cry. That means I should go next, so pretty much what happened. I was crying because I saw her cry, and it was sad.
It's cool.
There's a great camaraderie on this set for a number of reasons. I think a large portion of the crew have worked on all of Night's films, and so there's this great sense of community. And Night just has a wonderful energy about him. He's very soothing, and I think that rubs off on everybody. And Mel is just an inspiration. I theorize that after making 50 trillion movies, an actor would become somewhat callous or dead to the process in a sense. But Mel completely proved that theory wrong.
With Joaquin, he's a terrific young actor. Just doing scenes with him, you get a lot. He feeds you a lot. You can only give it back. He gives a lot, so that's fantastic. So there doesn't seem to be a lot of huge egos at work here. Oh, that was good enough.
Well, let's go. What's that? Who is that for? Let's go. It's for you.
And
he has to go to the White House. His movie that he was making, We Were Soldiers, he was showing for the White House. And I said, you know what? Let's not do this. We'll come back and do this tomorrow. But he goes, we're doing it. I'd rather see the blur of this shot and then a clean swing as though he came across his chin. You wouldn't see a reaction. No. The scene about Faith is really about seeing something that's not there because there wasn't anything there for them to see. Action. And so there was a real kind of going into a new place with these actors and everything. And this is just a really, really tricky thing to do when nothing's there.
Come across the lens as much as you can.
It's a part of acting. I mean, it's just another element that you must have in your arsenal of tricks as an actor. You need a lot of help with your imagination. Kind of help me out, help me picture this. What is this going to look like, and where's it going to be positioned? So my reaction, does this make sense? This is how I imagined it, and it is difficult, but I have a pretty good sense of ultimately how it will look.
For the movie in terms of sets and locations and props and wardrobe, so there's little room for kind of error, and there's little room for
we had to start shooting at a certain time. It's also kind of interesting that we tried a new watering technique. I think we used reclaimed water, and the
EKG of